unmuted. You may begin.
Hello, my name is Sophia Wrench. I am a fellow and a staff attorney at Public Counsel. I'm commenting on item 43 regarding the County Hearing Officer Office. Public Counsel, along with Neighborhood Legal Services of Los Angeles County and the Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles, have submitted a much longer letter with our detailed feedback, and we encourage all of you to read it. I anticipate that many of our comments will be addressed with the drafting of the regulations, and we look forward to following the developments of this office, and we'll make ourselves available for further comment. Some of our concerns include the training and appointment of officers, how officers will be assigned to cases to maintain impartiality and to avoid conflicts of interest, also increasing notice periods to be realistic for working families, access to representation, translation and interpretation, and hardship waivers. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Our next participant is Yolanda Aris. Please unmute yourself and speak directly into your phone. You may begin.
Hello, this is Yolanda Arias from the Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles. My points are the draft ordinance is bare on details and needs more fleshing out to ensure due process. Our second concern is conflict of interest. If county council is going to act as hearing officers, that poses a serious conflict of interest when the county council is also serving the interests of the county. We are concerned about a backlog being created. We want to ensure that there are enough staff and hearing officers available to avoid delay in getting matters heard and to ensure that there is no backlog in hearings created. Our fourth point is language access. We are very concerned that language access be ensured throughout the notice and hearing process. And our last point is that more community input is needed on draft ordinance.
Next speaker, please.
Madam Chair, there are no other remote speakers to address the board.
Thank you. With that, item 43 is before us, moved by Supervisor Hahn, and I will second to approve the item. Executive Officer, please call the roll.
Supervisor Solis?
Aye.
Supervisor Solis? Aye. Supervisor Mitchell?
Aye.
Supervisor Mitchell? Aye. Supervisor Hahn?
Aye.
Supervisor Hahn? Aye. Supervisor Barger?
Aye.
Supervisor Barger? Aye. Supervisor Horvath?
Aye.
Supervisor Horvath? Aye. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. It's my understanding there are no specials today, and we will now hear from members of the public wishing to address the board on all remaining items not held by supervisors, as well as general public comment. For members of the public on the telephone, please press 1 then 0 now to comment on these items. You must indicate the agenda item numbers that you wish to address, including general public comment, in order for us to allocate the appropriate amount of time. Executive Officer, please read the call-in information and call those members of the public who have signed up to speak on the remaining items, as well as general public comment.
Members of the public, you will have up to 3 minutes to address the board on all remaining items and general public comment. You will have 1 minute for one item, 2 minutes for 2 or more items, and 1 additional minute for general public comment. Please state your name and clearly indicate the agenda item numbers you will be addressing. You may only address the board on these items. We will now call in-person speakers, and while they are coming forward, we will take telephonic speakers.
Will the following individuals please come forward? Harriet Elliott, Donald Harlan, Kevin Cudliff, Patricia McAllister, Oscar Canales, Red Chief Hunt, Violet Affleck, Diane Zimmerman, Dolores Canales, Andrea McPherson, Kate Teague, Pip Coy, and Sarah Rascon. Please come forward and staff will assist you. Moderator, when we have the first remote speaker, please.
Our first speaker is Paul Hennessy. Please unmute yourself and speak directly into your phone. You may begin.
Hi, I'm calling on item 1, item 25 in general public comment. I'm calling to urge the board to permanently require high-quality masks in the healthcare settings. I also want to speak out against Mayor Bass's proposed mask restrictions at protests and urge the board to pass protection for those of us who are smart enough to mask. Masks are less effective at concealing your identity than sunglasses. A mask ban does not address anti-Semitic acts. Instead, it targets disabled activists who are at increased risk of serious illness from COVID-19 or other respiratory illnesses. Asking someone to unmask temporarily or requiring them to explain why they're masking is a violation of the ADA and opens up the county to lawsuits. Rather than meeting with an extremist right-wing InfoWars podcaster like Lindsay Horvath did, I'd like the board to listen to their actual constituents, where over 65 written comments were submitted in the past 2 days opposing any future mask bans. Let's get some pro-mask legislation on the agenda. Instead of focusing on taking away rights to protect ourselves from illness, smoke, and pollution, I urge the board to make investments to clean indoor air tech in public spaces, schools, and public transit. In summation, if you want less masking, LA should invest in clean indoor air. For instance, Santa Clarita City Hall uses UV lights and upgraded air filters. Let's incentivize businesses and schools to do the same. As for item 25, the Director of Public Health needs to acknowledge the long-term effects of COVID on children, such as childhood diabetes, long COVID, cardiac issues, and lymphocytopenia. This grant funding should include clean indoor air pilot programs and educating parents on long COVID in children. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Our next participant is Jesse Jacobs. Please unmute yourself and speak directly into your phone. You may begin.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, hello, yes. I'd like to say, kind of second with some of the things Paul was saying. We need to make masks permanent in all healthcare settings. We are all vulnerable to the long-term ramifications that COVID causes, and we really need to recognize that. We're in a surge right now, and the last thing we should be doing is any form of a mask ban. We should have the right to protect ourselves and others wherever we are in society. And there's plenty of studies on this. It's an ineffective way to hide your identity with a mask, and that's not why people are doing it. People are doing it to protect themselves and to protect others. So we need to come down strong on this. No mask bans, no tolerance, no mask bans, and bring masks back into healthcare and make them permanent. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Our next participant is Anthony Anaris. Please unmute yourself and speak directly into your phone. You may begin.
Hi, my name is Anthony Arenas from District 3 and the lead virtual action organizer with the Justice LA Coalition, and I wanted to speak in favor of agenda item 14. I fully support reducing the egregious inflated prices of LA County jail commissaries. Inaccessible commissary prices are just one more way that our jails exploit and harm our incarcerated community members. However, in no way can this effort to lower commissary prices be used to justify more money to go to the Sheriff's Department. If they wanted to make commissary prices a priority, they have the funding to make that happen already, and we cannot afford to give the Sheriff's Department any more of our tax dollars to waste while our loved ones suffer inside. We need to save our tax dollars for community care and lower barriers for food and hygiene products for our loved ones inside without giving any more money to the corrupt Sheriff's Department. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Madam Chair, there are no other remote speakers to address the board.
Wonderful. Our phone line is now closed. We'll go to speakers in person. Please go ahead.
2 minutes. Where are my 2 minutes? I get 2 minutes.
We need to know which items you're speaking on.
Oh, I'm speaking on item 20, canceling the sale of properties, and 3D, D as in David. Okay, LACDA approval of their minutes. The Los Angeles County Development Authority, we need a federal investigation. I have proof that they are calculating rents incorrectly. They are also not reducing rent of tenants whose income has decreased. They're just stealing, just bottom line, just stealing, embezzling funds. So that's one of your agencies you need to investigate. And I don't know, I'm sure you're getting, you go in and you're looking to see they have court cases against them by tenants. They're just very bold in what they're doing. And of course, you know me, when I find out things like that, I report it. So please look at LACDA and some of the court cases that they have from tenants. And they're very bold in what they're doing. Cancellation of property. keepers and you leave them up vacant. Now, we've got one been vacant 9 years, and we've got a company there who is at the service leasing out the first floor, and he's leasing them out at high cost. So, it's not going to have homeless people in there. So what you're doing is you're taking the home key money, you're fixing up the properties, let them sit there thinking people are forgetting about them, and then you sell them and pocket the proceeds. Simple as that. Who's getting money? I'm sure they're paying for their property. And it's located at 21121 Van Owen Street in Canoga Park, California, 91301, 101 units. And I have more just like that. So it's called theft. It's in plain.
Thank you much. Next speaker, please. You.
Thank you for having me. First off and foremost, I just want to acknowledge my ancestors that came before me, before I could be born and alive here at this very second, and all the effort that's been put for the people behind the scenes. Thank you. I just want to share a vision that I had about 4 years ago, 2020. I seen Caucasian people helping me. I seen me being broadcasted all over television. And I'm saying this not for my gain, but for humanity's gain. I came here to redeem humanity. I'm being used as a test to see what humanity would do. I came here for peace, world. I don't have enough time, but there's much I could say. I just want to thank everyone. And now we're in hats, you guys are fathers, some of you guys are our children. It's just
Thank you much. Next speaker.
I'm Harriet Elliott. I'm in Hollywood School System. My son died in 1992. The teacher, Don Henry, told me he was a good kid. He said he never gave me any problems. Also, he said, I have not one complaint about your son. I can't get the report card. And why get the report card? You know it's possible they killed him? There's so many people dead around my case. My sister said she has an MFC, and she said there's no signs of child abuse on your son. And she said, this is the CIA doesn't think care. They don't say this anymore. It's not a library. Nation Trade. They are actually saying lies about many, many people, and that's why they killed my sister, I believe. I know it's so far-fetched. No one can believe you're right. Read what is like. Military.
Thank you very much. Thank you, please.
I'm from County, Atlanta, and I'm an actor trying to move to, but I also am a volunteer for my commissioner in Cobb County, so to come see what it's like in LA. I'm 22, to see people gotta come out in politics, and honestly, going from a small room where my commissioner represents 200K people to seeing 5 commissioners represent 2 million people, it's been overwhelming. So yeah, I've just been really grateful to come witness a huge county commission versus kind of Cobb County, which is almost 1 million people now. As I start to move today, I hope to start a dialogue with the board as I move to this district, and hopefully I can work with all one day as well. Thank you.
Choose three. I'll have somebody come talk here, please.
Okay, my name is Andrew McPherson, an advocate for mental care, and I want to make sure that I speak about A4, A6, and A9. So can you please give me the meeting record? I would like everyone to become a member, a public member of the Department of Mental Health Service Area Leadership Team. We have nobody in Service Area 5 to come and speak. So the meeting to join is Wednesday, July 17th at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And as that link, we can give the link to everyone so that they can participate. As far as that goes, you can go to the site, LA County website, Department of Mental Health, and go to the calendar, and they have that information. Also, I want to make sure that, Madam Chair, I can address the board, and Hilda Solis, please vote no on.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Yes, the Red Chief Hunt. Vote Red Chief Hunt. Los Angeles City and Los Angeles County, we're in a crisis. The housing crisis has become phenomenal. If we don't bring all the real estate developers and all the people that's renting houses and apartments, we're in a lot of trouble. 20 years ago, we started this, and 20 years later, we're at 70 to 100,000 people. The reason why is because once you fill out your application, they ask the homeless people, well, do you got good credit? Well, no, they ain't got no good credit. No, do you pass background check? No, you don't pass background check. That's just so sorry. But if we don't bring these people together, 20 more years later, we're gonna be looking at the same crisis. And I know because I'm part of the front line and stuff like that. It's really ridiculous. And the case managers, I don't know if they know what they're doing. We need to build a new system for the homeless and get on it right away. Red Chief Hunt, bring all the developers together. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Hi, Violet Affleck, Los Angeles resident, first-time voter, I'm 18. I contracted a post-trial condition in 2019. I'm okay now, but I saw firsthand that medicine does not always have answers to the consequences of even minor viruses. The COVID-19 pandemic has thrown that into sharper relief. 1 in 10 infections leads to long COVID, which is a devastating neurological cardiovascular illness that can take away people's ability to work, move, see, and even think, stands to exacerbate our homelessness crisis, as well as the suffering of many people in our city. It hits communities of color, disabled people, elderly people, trans people, women, and anyone in a public-facing essential job the hardest. To confront the long COVID crisis, I demand mask availability, air filtration, and far UVC light in government facilities, including jails and detention centers, and mask mandates in county medical facilities. We must expand the availability of high-quality free tests and treatment, and most importantly, the county must oppose mask bans for any reason. They do not keep us safer. They make vulnerable members of our community less safe and make everyone less able to participate in Los Angeles together. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here today. Next speaker.
Hi, I'm Donald Harlan, speaking on general comment. First of all, I'd like everything labeled with Gloria Molina removed. Any signs that say Gloria Molina be removed. Gloria Molina was never a county worker, was never a state worker. That's not a real person. Agenda items 1D and 3D concerning, through 3D, 2D and 3D, concerning the LA County Development Authorities to be totally stricken from the county record. The LA County Development Authority is not an official government agency. They're a criminal agency, and they should be treated that way. I don't really appreciate your alternate justice systems you're trying to create here. You need to stick with the program and serve your penance. Also, another thing about your fake 100-year history of the County of Los Angeles, for sure that's not true. I started the County of Los Angeles count in 1981, and nobody knew about it.
Thank you. Your time has expired. Next speaker, please.
Good afternoon, board members, board supervisors. My name is Lionel Morris from the Sun Valley Area Neighborhood Council. Speaking as an individual, I'd like to thank the board supervisor for passing charter reform. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank Savannah from Horace's office for inviting us. By reforming the county charter, we have the opportunity to create a governance model that's more effective, representative, and accountable to Angelenos. Establishing an independent ethics commission, increase transparency, builds public trust and fights corruption. This body will investigate allegations of misconduct and will serve as a gatekeeper on campaign finance, lobbying, contracts, and developers. I'd like more representation for the San Fernando Valley, particularly in the East San Fernando Valley, which is predominantly underserved minority residents like myself, and we strive for better transparency representation. Thank you very much.
Thank you for all that you're doing. Are there any other speakers? Okay, with that, that concludes our time for public comment. Executive Officer, please indicate the agenda item numbers on which we'll be voting.
The following items are before you: 1, 3, 6, 8 through 11, 13 through 15, 17, 18 as amended, 19 with Supervisor Barger recusing herself from the vote pursuant to Government Code Section 84308, 20 and 21, 23, 24 with Supervisor Barger recusing herself for the reasons stated in the posted agenda, 25 through 42, 44 and 45, 47 through 72, 73A as amended, 73B and 73C, 1D through 3D, 1P. These items are before you.
Moved by Supervisor Hahn, seconded by Supervisor Mitchell to approve these items with the exceptions noted by the Executive Officer. Executive Officer, please call the roll.
Supervisor Solis?
Aye.
Supervisor Solis, aye. Supervisor Mitchell?
Aye.
Supervisor Mitchell, aye. Supervisor Hahn?
Aye.
Supervisor Hahn, aye. Supervisor Barger?
Aye.
Supervisor Barger, aye. Supervisor Horvath?
Aye.
Supervisor Horvath, aye. Motion carries 5-0.
At this time, it would be appropriate to hear adjournments. We will start with Supervisor Mitchell.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I have none today.
Okay. I have two. I move that when we adjourn today, we adjourn in memory of Cynthia LeMay Elizondo, who passed away on June 3rd at the age of 63. Elizondo was born and raised in Michigan. She was a loving mother of 4. Her son, Joshua, is the 3rd District appointee to the Los Angeles County Youth Commission. She's survived by her sons, Jeffrey, Jeremiah, Joshua, and Jacob. Excuse me. Her brothers, Gregory and Stephen, 1 granddaughter, and her dog, Apollo. And I move that when we adjourn today, we adjourn in memory of Zachary Seff, who passed away on June 14th at the age of 86. Seff was born in Cincinnati, Ohio. He moved to Los Angeles at the start of his career, where he worked as a stockbroker and became a probate referee for Los Angeles County. He was appointed as a Los Angeles Assessment Appeals Board member in 1994 by 3rd District Supervisor Ed Edelman. Seff was a public arbitrator with the American Arbitration Association, the New York Stock Exchange, and the National Association of Security Dealers. Seff's experience, knowledge, and expertise in property tax appeals made him a valuable asset to the AAB. Seff was respected and admired by his peers and colleagues, and the AAB family remembers Seff for his kindness, honesty, and guidance. He is preceded in death by his wife, Joni, and is survived by his stepson and daughter-in-law and grandchildren. We extend our condolences to them. With that, I'll turn it to Supervisor Hahn.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that when we adjourn today, we adjourn in the memory of Joseph Zadig. Joseph was the husband of one of my longtime friends, Ann Bakar. Joseph was born in Iran and raised in Israel, and while in high school, he worked many jobs to help support his family. Joseph served in the Six-Day War and then immigrated to the United States to attend college in 1969. He was an entrepreneurial success with a career that spanned over 30 years. He enjoyed the opportunity to mentor others, whether the immigrant contractor from Mexico or the small grocery store operator from Iran. Joseph passed down Jewish values to his children, especially the value of charity. He made significant and frequently anonymous contributions to Chabad of Oakland, Beth Jacob Congregation, APAC, and other community organizations. He was a humble man with a great sense of humor that touched countless lives beyond his family. He is survived by his lovely, beloved wife of 27 years, Ann Bakar, his 5 children, Amnon, Benzie, Jackie, Morty, and Eli, his 6 grandchildren, Josh, Jonah, Jeremy, Jacob, Danielle, and Joey, and his siblings, Shlomo, Ayala, and Leora. My deepest condolences to Anne. I know she will miss him very much. I also move that when we adjourn, we adjourn today in the memory of Jean Michael, who was born in 1925 in Avondale, Arizona, and passed away just recently at the age of 99. Jean was married to Wilford M. Michael Jr., former president and superintendent of Cerritos College. Jean and Wilford enjoyed traveling together and rarely missed student events on campus. In 2018, they celebrated their 70th wedding anniversary. Jean was a devout Christian an active member of Pomona First Baptist Church, the First Baptist Church of Santa Ana, and Calvary Church. Jean was also active in the community as part of the Bellflower Rotary Club, the Cerritos College Foundation, and the Pacers Walking Group. She's survived by her daughters, Marcia and Deborah, and 2 grandchildren. And I move that when we adjourn today, we adjourn in the memory of Neil Bocanfusco. Neil, a resident of San Pedro, passed away at age 77. Neil was born on the island of Ischia off the coast of Naples. He came to America at the age of 20. Although Neapolitan through and through and a loyal fan of the Napoli soccer team, he was a proud American citizen with an appreciation for the opportunities this country afforded him. Neil was the owner and chef of Neil's Pasta and Seafood Grill in San Pedro for 21 years until his retirement in 2019. He was a staple in the community, and everyone was so sad to see the restaurant close, mainly because it was good food, but also Neil would always be there to greet you and make you feel so comfortable, like he was welcoming you into his home. He will be dearly missed by his wife of 50 years, Lily, his 3 daughters, Maria, Gina, and Victoria, and 5 grandchildren. And I also want us to adjourn today in the memory of Gustavo Camacho Lopez, who passed away at the age of 80. Gustavo immigrated to the United States in 1973 from Jalisco, Mexico. He settled in Boyle Heights, where he lived until moving to Whittier in 2008. Gustavo raised money and obtained medical equipment to help senior citizens in his hometown of San Martin de Hidalgo. In the 1980s, he began working as a community advocate, focusing on social justice issues, and as an immigrant himself, Gustavo helped many of his friends and family settle into California as they sought the American dream. He loved to laugh and made others laugh by telling jokes. And although he was a no-nonsense type of guy, he was always ready to help anyone who needed it. He was an avid sports fan. He loved the Dodgers, the Lakers, the Raiders, and his beloved Mexico soccer team, Chivas from Guadalajara. Gustavo is survived by his childhood friend and wife of 59 years, Yolanda. 3 children, and many of you know his son, Gustavo, who's a council member in Pico Rivera, and his 6 grandchildren. I know you know him from contracts. Yes, would you like, yeah, I'd love for you to join it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, our deepest condolences to Gustavo, the one we know, and his family. Thank you.
Supervisor Barger.
Thank you. I move that when we adjourn today, we do so in memory of Sandra Sandy Wallace Bladow, a longtime county employee who passed away at the age of 75. Sandy was born on September 22nd, 1948. She earned her bachelor's degree from the University of Southern California. She then earned her master's degree from California State University. She served the residents of Los Angeles County for over 35 years until her retirement. Sandy spent her retirement years traveling, gardening, and reading, and shopping, because she was definitely a shopaholic and always dressed perfectly. Sandy's departure left an immense void in the hearts of all who knew her, and will be remembered for her generous, generous heart. She will truly be missed. Sandy is survived by her son, Sean, who's also part of the county family, and her 2 grandchildren, Isaiah and Seth. I also move that we adjourn in memory of Bernard Laddie Lamb, a longtime resident of Pasadena who passed away at the age of 92. Bernard was born at Huntington Hospital in Pasadena in 1932. He became a physicist and loved to make everything. Bernard worked for Carter Labs and then Aerojet General, where he fixed satellites, missiles, torpedoes, and probes. He loved nature and collected orchids on his trips to Mexico. Upon marrying and having children, he donated his collection of 1,000 orchids to the Los Angeles County Arboretum. Bernard adored his wife, Nona, and wrote poems to her throughout their lives. Bernard is survived by his wife, 2 sons, and grandchildren. Also, that we adjourn in memory of Ron Hugh Morris, 1960 Olympic silver medalist, educator, business owner, and Burbank's hometown hero, who passed away on May 31st at the age of 89. He was born in Glendale on April 27, 1935, to Lawrence and Thora Morris. Ron attended John Burroughs High School and competed as a pole vaulter. In 1953 and 54, he became a two-time California state record holder and champion, as well as a 1953 U.S. national record holder. He went on to compete for the University of Southern California, setting USC's pole vault record and making the list of NCAA All-Americans twice. In 1956, he became the sixth man ever to clear 15 feet on the pole vault. Over the next decade, Ron was ranked 8 times as an amateur athlete All-American, placing him among the top 10 in his event in the country. In 1960, he won an Olympic silver medal, and in 1962, he ranked #1 in the world. In 1978, Track and Field News identified Ron as the second best pole vaulter in the history to that date. Ron later served as an assistant and then head coach at California State University, Los Angeles. He eventually wound down his coaching career. Ron resolved to stay with the sport and to give back to it. Ron Morris On Track, a specialty sports good company, launched humbly in the fall of 1978 in Burbank. Guided by his motto, excellence through experience, Ron built his business around service to his California colleagues. Ron became a source of wisdom for those calling in for advice on merchandise and challenging training situations. Ron's company continues to thrive under new management known as On Track and Field, Inc., located in Simi Valley. At the age of 85, more than 42 years at the helm of the company he founded, Ron began yet another adventure, a well-earned retirement in Burbank. Ron will be deeply missed, remembered as a beloved father and husband. He's survived by his wife, Paula Morris, daughter, Dana Morris, son and daughter-in-law, Brooks and Elaine Morris, and grandson, Fisher Hugh Morris. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Supervisor Solis.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that when we adjourn today, we adjourn in the memory of Jenna Page Carrasco. Jenna was a resident of Alhambra and a longtime county employee. She began her career first working as a student worker with the Department of Public Works in March of 2007, and then as an accountant with the Auditor Controller in May of 2016. She was then promoted as program specialist with the Auditor Controller Disbursements Division last year. In her role, she supported the countywide travel program, providing excellent guidance to all 38 county departments on travel policy. Jenna always managed and led her team with enthusiasms. She had a creative spirit, which was reflected in her artistic personality and love for plants, particularly succulents. She was known to be an avid bargainer and meticulous planner. Jenna's personal interests spanned from literature to traveling adventures. She also had a deep appreciation of history, eagerly learning and exploring museums whenever possible. Jenna is survived by her mother, Esmeralda Anaya, father, Walter Carrasco, brother, Eddie Carrasco, and Aunt Lupe Anaya. Jenna will be dearly missed by her Auditor Controller team members and will be remembered for her steadfast work ethic and exemplary service. May she rest in peace. Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to the family that is here in her recognition. God bless you.
Thank you. We will take all of the motions as seconded, and if there is no objection to a unanimous vote, that will be the action. Members of the public and colleagues, we're now going into closed session, and while we are in closed session, we'll be showing video presentations. I have a couple recognizing the newly established Los Angeles County LGBTQ+ elected officials, SEIU 2015 and the long-term care workforce, and celebrating our LGBTQ+ community. Executive Officer, please read us into closed session.
In accordance with Brown Act requirements, notice is hereby given that the Board of Supervisors will convene in closed session to discuss item number CS1, conference with legal counsel regarding anticipated litigation as indicated on the posted agenda.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Horvath, Chair of the LA County Board of Supervisors. This Pride Month, on behalf of the Board of Supervisors, I'm incredibly excited to be joined by LA County Assessor Jeffrey Prang, Downey Mayor Mario Trujillo, and Burbank Vice Mayor Nikki Perez to recognize the newly established Los Angeles County LGBTQ+ elected officials, an organization that brings together LGBTQ+ elected officials from across LA County Chaired by Assessor Prang, the organization currently comprises over 50 LGBTQ+ elected officials throughout Los Angeles County to empower the voices and build the civic infrastructure for LGBTQ+ communities across Los Angeles. At a time when regressive attacks against the LGBTQ+ community are occurring nationwide and right here in Los Angeles County, the work of this organization is especially critical.
Thank you so much for the recognition, Supervisor Horvath. In the many years that we've known one another, you've always been an incredible ally and champion of the LGBTQ community, and I'm grateful for your leadership. As you indicated, as we celebrate Pride Month, I'm really excited to announce the launch of our new association, the Los Angeles County LGBTQ Elected Officials, or LACLEO, as we're calling it, at least for the moment. As Los Angeles County's highest-ranking out elected official, I found it very discouraging that the LGBTQ civic infrastructure seemed to stop at the boundaries of West Hollywood, when the reality is the LGBTQ elected officials represent cities, water districts, and other government agencies throughout LA County. The organization is more than a symbolic gathering. It's a commitment to our LGBTQ leaders throughout the county that they're seen and heard. With over 50 elected officials throughout Los Angeles County, our members represent the diverse fabric of our community. And today I'm really happy to be joined by Downey Mayor Mario Trujillo and Burbank Vice Mayor Nikki Perez to share more about our organization.
Thank you, Assessor, and thank you so much, Supervisor Horvath. We know that we have true, strong allies in the LA County Board of Supervisors, and I am honored to be part of this organization. Thank you, Assessor Prang, for organizing us, as we know that there are power in numbers. And when there's so much work to do to protect the LGBT community, which continues to be marginalized across not just LA County, but throughout the country, it's so important that we let everyone know that they should not be persecuted because of who they choose to love. Here in LA County, we've created a safe space. Thank you to our supervisors for doing that and letting people know that they are safe in LA County. And thank you for the work that we're about to embark on with this organization. We look forward to continuing to work closely with the LA County Board of Supervisors.
Yes, thank you for the recognition, Supervisor Horvath. LA County is among the most diverse counties in the nation. Our organization is representing that diversity. I also want to thank Assessor Prang for bringing us together to fill this critical advocacy need. Out of 50 plus, the majority of us are people of color from throughout parts of the county, like Burbank, Downey, and the San Fernando and San Gabriel valleys. I think it's important to recognize the diversity of the LGBTQ community across the county. Our unique stories and backgrounds mirror the wide range of life experiences of the beautiful people of our county, and collectively, we can advocate for all of them. We're committed to education, advocacy, and mutual support of LGBTQ elected officials. It's an honor to be a part of this historic organization at a time when it is needed the most.
And it is incredibly important to uplift the community at such a difficult time. Thank you for being out and proud and for investing this time and your talent in making sure that our LA County is supportive of our diverse communities. Thank you for all that you do, and you can count on LA County to be a strong partner in supporting and empowering our LGBTQ+ community. Hi, I'm Lindsay Horvath, Chair of the LA County Board of Supervisors. This month, on behalf of the LA County Board of Supervisors, I am thrilled to be joined by SEIU 2015 Executive Vice President Carmen Roberts and Regional Vice Presidents across Los Angeles County, Blanca Carrillas, Maria Cibrian, Leilani Reed, and Victoria Mackey, to recognize our long-term care workforce, including in-home supportive service workers and nursing home staff, who provide essential care to our older adults and disabled communities. These dedicated professionals enable many to live comfortably at home and live their fullest lives despite facing financial struggles themselves. We must do everything we can to support them with livable wages and empower them as they provide such vital care for our community. Today, we share our heartfelt appreciation on National Career Nurse Assistance Day.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carmen Roberts, and I'm the Executive Vice President of SEIU 2015, our state's largest labor union and the nation's largest long-term care union, representing more than 470,000 nursing home and home care workers. On behalf of all SEIU 2015 workers, I want to thank you, Supervisor Horvath, for this recognition. I'm honored to be here with you all today and accept this proclamation on behalf of the nearly 210,000 care providers here in Los Angeles County. I've been a caregiver and union leader for nearly 2 decades. It's not lost on me that most care providers are women, and specifically women of color and immigrants. Our strength is in our diversity, and SEIU 2015 members are as diverse as California's population and united in their commitment to caring for our loved ones. I'm the first elected officer of the union to come directly from our ranks.
Congratulations.
Caregiving became my second career the way it does for many women my age. My aging father needed my help. Now, having seen so many of my fellow home care providers working around the clock and still stuck in poverty, I've come to understand that what our profession needs is investment, protections, and the respect that we deserve. National Career Nursing Assistance Day is an important reminder to recognize those frontline heroes across LA, California, and the country. Across California, nursing home workers are demanding an end to skyrocketing staff turnover and safer staffing levels to ensure that all residents receive the high-quality care that they deserve. As the nursing home industry is currently in crisis, SEIU 2015 is fighting for better staffing standards, including benefits and wages for long-term care workers. Today and every day, we work together to improve the livelihood of nursing home providers. Our nursing home providers worked tirelessly to provide vital care to our loved ones, family members, and friends, and we must ensure they are recognized as the skilled, dedicated, essential health care workers they are in the way they are respected, protected, and paid. We can better realize this reality with the support of our allies and supporters like Supervisor Horvath, as we unite in solidarity to support our frontline heroes who play a vital role in our community as we build a brighter future for nursing home providers, their families, and the families they care for. This proclamation is dedicated to all of SEIU 2015's nursing home providers and their essential work. Thank you for this honor.
And I appreciate your kind words, but this is really about all of you. Thank you, SEIU 2015 and long-term care workers, for your unwavering dedication to our community. LA County is proud to stand with you and to support you.
Happy Pride, everyone! Let's get loud in the 818. It is an important time to celebrate our LGBTQ plus community, but we shouldn't just do it this month, we've got to do it all year long. It's important that we speak up and stand up, and we have to make sure that we are the community that they deserve, that everyone is included.
As you can hear, it is incredibly joyous. It is a raucous, irreverent, it is so much fun. And that's really what this is about, making sure that everyone feels welcome and included and celebrated for all of the parts of them.
We have to make sure that the community knows this place and every part, every corner of Los Angeles County is a place that welcomes and celebrates our LGBTQ plus community. Happy Pride!
Executive Officer, please read our report of action.
The following is a report of action. The following is a report of action taken in closed session on July 9, 2024. Item number CS1, conference with legal counsel regarding anticipated litigation. No reportable action was taken.
That concludes today's meeting. Our next meeting of the board will be a public hearing meeting to be held on Tuesday, July 16th, 2024 at 9:30 a.m. The next regular meeting of the board will be held on Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024 at 9:30 a.m. We are adjourned.